we are constantly striving to improve our use of multimedia platforms in order to connect with our audience and enhance the experience of being in GUST. Our website is our main hub and where all of our content is hosted. Our homepage shows our most recent content with a preview of our new and improved GUST blogs. This year, we reinstated our studio blog to give our viewers a fun overview of what we have been up to each month. These blogs tell our audience of what upcoming projects we have planned, behind-the-scenes photos, and fun quotes said by our members. All of our content from the last 18 years is on our website, with over 860 videos for our viewers to watch and look at how our content changed and improved over the years. Hours worth of content at just a click of a mouse. Part of our website features our live tab, where we broadcast events such as the Freshers Address and University Hustings, which can also be accessed on YouTube and Facebook.
I think a lot about that day. It follows me like a shadow. It was a grim Monday evening, grey skies, brooding clouds. The Gusties thought they were going to get a scavenger hunt. They got a dead body instead. The GUST controller, Patrick Simpson, dead. And the killer was still on the loose. I knew I had to track them down. The Gusties quickly got into the case and split into groups trying to figure out who killed the controller. First thing we did was call the forensics to the scene of the crime. They surveyed the crime scene and found some interesting evidence. A pair of GUST keys, a singular Gucci slide, a hairspray, Patrick's Big Boss pack, a NASA trophy, and weirdly enough, a loaf of garlic bread. All of this was taken to the lab and dusted for fingerprints. The coroner also found the cause of death to be strangulation, evidenced by the marks on his neck. They also found evidence of brute force trauma to the right of his forehead, and a broken nose and a hit to both of his eyes. Strangulation is some way to go, but it seems he didn't go without a fight. We got our top hacker, Samantha Cooper, to hack into the GUST storage system and the social media platforms to look for further evidence of who might have been the culprit. We found some interesting stuff in Patrick's folder. I send them along to you so you can have a closer look.
Our Facebook page is our most used social media platform. We have two main sites, our main GUST page and our discussion board, which is a group specifically for our members. We made full use of both to plant sneaky hints for who killed the controller. With over 2,700 likes, we reach much of the wider Glasgow University community every time we post. We tend to see the most growth during Freshers Week, where we work with the Students' Representative Council on covering events and cross-promoting our station. Posts that go up on Facebook include important station announcements, program broadcasts, and weekly studio photos. We also promote our live streams by linking them to our website where people can tune in. In terms of who killed the controller, the detectives were encouraged to investigate the tweets of our members for evidence and to tweet along their predictions using the hashtag #WhoKilledTheController. More generally, our 1,500 plus Twitter followers are treated to a selection of program updates mixed in with jokes, memes, and friendly little reminders of up and coming events. Because of the Twitter joke culture that has become more prominent in the past few years, we've been trying to make this platform a fun place to go to while still keeping it somewhat informational.
Suspiciously, some Gusties were nowhere to be seen when the body was discovered. They scurried away like rats into their den at the first sign of trouble. I knew one of them had to be responsible. Our main suspects became Christopher Boland, head of technical and flatmate of the deceased, Hope Doolan, head of factual and lover of garlic bread, Jenny Hurd, head of creative and winner of a NASA Awards 2018, Kieran McKenzie, prominent Gustie with the most incredible hair, Charlie Robertson, arts producer and queen of memes, and finally, Katya Kraljevic, broadcast and publicity officer. There was only one guy that could turn them out of their hidey hole and extract a confession. Callum Foreman, private detective, and as close as a friend as a broken guy like me can have.
Nothing between you and Patrick recently?
No.
Any arguments?
No.
Any grudges?
No.
A disagreement about him holding controller over the rest of us.
Best friends don't disagree ever. That's not how best friendship works.
I mean, he wasn't funny. He just ruined every joke Gust had. And honestly, he deserves what happened to him. Karma's a bitch. And that bitch is Jenny Hurd. She had more reason than anyone to do it. She wanted her best broadcaster to be the best broadcaster.
I don't think I've ever seen someone more angry.
She was not happy when Patrick killed the news.
It was Kieran. Kieran got a shitty haircut, and then Patrick told him that his haircut was shit.
Everyone knows Cat wants his job. What greater motivation is there than that?
And then he tried to kill my best friend, and then he did kill my best friend. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it.
Next port of call was a resident GUST expert, Ghost Guster Alice Graham. I don't buy much into that seance stuff, but we were desperate. It felt like Patrick was the only one that can give us clues when we needed them most.
Here at GUST we have the highest tech of equipment. It's very unique experience. It gives us good results. So we had to employ a lot of different methods that we've never used before. A lot of it just involved thinking of Patrick, Yorkshire things, just thinking of what it would be like to be murdered. I don't know.
Think about your favourite Patrick moment.
When he died.
He started going off about all kinds of things, about breakfast cereals, about being from Yorkshire. But then he did start to give us really helpful information.
Her cruel hands.
Sabotage!
She did it. Jealousy. Jealous of me they were.
Yeah, so we just fed all that information back to Ivan, and hopefully he can use it to work out who did it. But I think it was a successful seance, and maybe we'll use it in the future.
With all of our evidence collected, I was still stumped. So we got our members to vote on an Instagram story. You can vote too if you're feeling lucky.
Through Instagram stories, we gave people the opportunity to vote on who they thought the murderer was. We also provided behind the scenes of the making of Who Killed the Controller on our Instagram feed. One of the key features of our Instagram page is the story function, which we use on a weekly, if not daily, basis. Because Snapchat has waned in popularity, we've shifted over to Instagram stories in order to keep up with our audience and what they're interested in. The photos we post on Instagram include behind the scenes as well as group shots in order to showcase the work that everyone in the station does and emphasize that we are a family. After all, we are one of the biggest student television stations in Scotland and one of the most followed in the UK.
Huh. I see you're following the pack. Can't blame ya. Chris definitely had something to hide. But after racking my brains, I realized the killer was someone else. Someone hiding in plain sight. We decided to go back to the place where it all began to come to a verdict on who killed our controller. I guess the guilt was becoming too much for the killer, because that's where they slipped up.
You should just fucking admit it. You all hated Patrick. You all done it together. No? Wasn't you, Kieran? Was it?
It wasn't Kieran. It was me. I did it.
So, it looks like we found our killer. It was a tough nut to crack. Too tough for just me. But those Gusties, they managed it. Maybe I'm getting too old for that kind of work. At any rate, we solved the mystery of who killed the controller.